Okay, hashtag wow, hashtag now. And today, let's talk about Cloak and Dagger, a 1980s, yes, video game as well as movie. This is a very hard review because it really is a simple story, but a great story. The movie itself does involve two things. It does involve a boy and his imagination when it comes to really being interested in spies, but also it's also a story about a son and his father being separated. I mean, not separate. Well, not separated like physically, but emotionally. Now, an interesting thing I want to point out here. There's some things that's right here. Jack Flack. Believe it or not, the actor who played the father and Jack Flack are both the same actor. So again, it's interesting how he still loves his father, but at the same time, he imagined him as a different person. As for these spies right here, yeah, they play an important role as well. Now, an interesting thing about this movie here is they never actually say what country they're spying for. In fact, they don't even have an accent. All of them have American accents. So I thought that was kind of interesting. The cartridge here, you see here. Sorry for the spoilers. Yes, we have cartridges. And this is, yeah, before Super Nintendo and Genesis. There was Atari. And Atari, again, at the time was considered cutting edge technology. I know it's hard to believe now. Now, I do recommend getting the Blu-ray. Bring money for the Blu-ray. It costs I think it costs like 40 or 50 bucks. I think with shipping and handling and all that stuff. But it does come a lot of special features, and it has the entire playthrough of the original Cloak and Dagger arcade game. Anyways, but it also comes with a commentary. And the commentary, they make an interesting point how different it is from the 1980s writing is nowadays. You talk about the idea that they would not put a child in mortal danger. Yet these spies right here, and it's an interesting thing because I can't help think of The Incredibles with Mrs. Incredible telling their children that the soldiers on this island would not hesitate to unalive a child. And these guys really want to unalive this person right here. And that's kind of close to the point of the story. Because the story that being a spy is not what it's cracked out to be. Because he fantasizes about being a spy until he finally becomes a spy himself. He gets his cartridge. We literally sees a scientist die right in front of him. Sorry, unalive right in front of him. And the idea here, now he becomes part of the adventure. And these guys really want this thing, cartridge back. And again, sorry for the spoilers. But they come with the idea that if you reach a certain point in the game, you uncover this stealth bomber. This plans for a stealth bomber. Eventually, yeah, the spies do get the cartridge back, but I like the fact they still want to unalive this child in the most gruesome way possible. Again, I guess they really want to sell how being a spy is not what crap to be. Eventually, yes, these two, I mean, Jack Flack eventually goes away. Because again, he's an imaginary friend, and he does not like being a spy when he found out what being a spy involves. And eventually he does get closer to his father. It is interesting to watch this movie because what they could do in the 1980s that they won't do now. And when you think about it in the 1980s, if you've ever seen 1980s movies, look at what they do. Look what they have faith in children. They actually have more faith that children can handle this kind of stuff. And who knows? Does that mean, is that reason why people from the 1980s are less offended nowadays? The scars for life? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Again, you be the judge. Because honestly, I like the idea of writers and directors having faith in the viewers that they can take more, but also understand more. A lot of times, when it comes to writing, it doesn't feel like they don't feel like their viewers are smart enough to understand certain things. So I recommend watching this movie again if you haven't seen it before. Even if you haven't watched it, watch it now. You understand there's a big difference between the writing. You come up with your own conclusion which type of writing you like better. The actors do put their A game on this one here, and there's all that fun twist to the movie. I remember watching this movie a lot when I was a kid, and I'm glad I saw it again as an adult. Again, spring for the Blu-ray. It has a lot of special features. I only saw the commentary and I did see the gameplay. And again, man, it's a lot of fun. And it is, yeah, the movie's a lot of fun to watch. And it's definitely a time capsule what kind of writing the 1980s were. And it does leave one interesting question. Can it be played today? And as long as writing isn't woke, because let's face it, we live in an era where terabytes of information, well, mostly, sorry, gigabytes of information could be put on a small thing, a small SD card. But write in the comments below what your thoughts on this movie were, and I especially want to get ideas here. I want to know, when you watch as a kid versus watching as an adult, what was your thoughts about this movie? And if you're someone who was raised by 2000 and above entertainment, what were your thoughts about 1980s movies? Leave in a comment below, and let's see if we get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Anyhow, see you in the next video, and I hope your day sucks a little less.